In the last boat video that I made, I was talking about rebuilding an Aquasport 17 foot, and I thought about it, and decided that lengthening the hull and doing all that work to that hull design wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. It was going to be a lot of work, and it wasn't going to pay off in the end because the hull design just wasn't where I wanted it. I went out and picked up another boat. I picked up a Chris Craft, center console, big boat, but it had some problems. The floor was rotten in it, transom is rotten. Kind of knew that going into this. I went and looked at the boat. It looked pretty solid, but I knew that I was going to build a new transom for it. I wanted a enclosed transom with a live well in the back, and this hull design didn't have that. Well, the floor layout didn't have that, the cap. But upon picking up the boat, I went and picked up 1.5 inch Kusa board to redo the transom. I watched a lot of videos, and a lot of the guys that are doing these builds are using Kusa board because it doesn't absorb any water. It's not got any wood. It's basically just fiberglass and resin completely throughout the whole board. It's really strong. It's 1.5 inches thick, so I can build a full transom with that, no problem. I'm just going to fiberglass in the little spot that the cutout was in the original design, fill it in. The boat, when I picked it up, came on a really shitty trailer. This is the trailer that it came on. It was starting to rust out real bad on a lot of the hangers. The top of it, I mean, I can put my finger through it. It's really bad. Also, I noticed somebody decided they wanted to weld right here on both sides. Got some bubblegum welds there and some bubblegum welds here. Right in the middle of the main support. So I just decided to scrap this trailer. The trailer that I went and picked up is an aluminum one. It's in much better shape. The boat's kind of sitting on a little wonky right now because I've got it pulled apart, but this is the new trailer. I have to figure out where I'm going to put the keel support for the trailer, but this one's in much better shape. Big old aluminum I-beam. So this is the boat. This is the hull, right? I mean, it's got a big, I don't know what these are called. Chines, I guess. With a big bow flare. I mean, the bow flare is crazy. It's got a big old bow flare. This is the cap. I pulled the cap off of it. I pulled the rail off of it too. But it's got a lot of holes in it. So my idea is to fill in all the holes, cut this wood out all the way down. It's really nasty in there, so I'm just gonna take and flip the cap over, cut all the wood out. It's really bad. It's really bad. I've already cut the back of the cap off. It's structurally sound. It just needs all the wood underplate or replaced that's sandwiched between the layers of fiberglass. So I got to cut off the bottom layer of fiberglass, put in a composite board, and then refiberglass over it. They really tore it up on the corners. This is the rig that I built in order to pull it apart. Just 12-foot 4x4s, sunk 3 foot into the ground, with two 2x6s on this side and two 2x6s on this side, and then just sitting on top of the 4x4s with some, took the winches off of my trailer and ran some lag bolts with some wood anchors on that side, and I winched it up. I just took a strap and winched it up, pulled it all apart. I got pictures that I'll put into the video to show you as I was pulling it apart. This is the hull. It's pretty fucking rotten. It's pretty rotten in here. I'm just going to take and cut all this out. It's already separating real good right up here on the top of the cap, so I'm just going to separate all of this wood from the inside. I'm going to leave the outside skin, separate all the inside, cut away. I think these are sturdy, but I guess when I start cutting I'll see. They seem pretty sturdy, but nah, they're not. They're rotten too. I'm cutting all those out. Cut this off, cut that support off, and just make all new supports. Do the whole inside of this floor. I gotta replace the fuel tank because it's got a fuel leak, but I'm just gonna do that when I cut all the supports out. I started pulling all the through hull fittings out. I got a couple more that I have to pull out. The floor's got a bunch of holes in it from where they remounted the center console a couple of times. They didn't fill any of the holes. They just drilled straight into the gel coat, so it splintered and cracked the gel coat. They didn't pilot drill anything. They didn't use any sort of sealant or 5200 or anything. It's got a live well that I'll probably keep back here. It's a pretty nice little live well. Good for just dumping the cast net in there. Straight in the floor, and then I'm gonna cut this one out. Cut this box out. I'm gonna cut that box out, and I'm gonna build a full deck support across the back of here. That's gonna be fun. I'm gonna fill both of these side holes in with fiberglass mat. I bought some 1708 biaxial woven and mat, so I'm gonna redo all that. This is a polyester resin boat, so I'm gonna scuff it, sand it, get it to a pretty good, I don't know, sand, and then lay some resin, lay some new mat, and see if I can get it to bond. I've never done any fiberglass work before, so we'll see how it goes. I got a lot of sanding to do, a lot of cutting to do. It'll be nice when it's done.